From the block to the ballot, power begins with the people.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Block to Ballot. It's my first podcast, and everyone just gonna get better and better. So Block to Ballot is really educational, transitional. We're gonna be doing training, we're gonna be doing awareness, and we're gonna be talking about everyday issues that pertain to our lives. I'll go back as far as 1960, all the way up to 2026, about everything that we came through, that we've been through, that we're going through up to today. Everybody who watches this video, share it, subscribe, and like it so we can get the momentum going, and so a lot of people can start tuning in to a lot of things that you're not going to hear on regular podcasts. You're definitely going to hear it on Block to Ballot, because that's what we for. We can take you from the block all the way to the ballot, and especially to the youths, to explain to them why voting is so important. When a lot of them feel like nobody care about them, their votes don't count. So we have to break it down, and until you know the system, you can't change the system. We're going to teach them about the system, how it works, and just how everything goes with it. The most important issues are city issues, county, state, and then federal, right? You got to think about your school board races. Those are the people that make decisions on your kids when they go to school. You got to talk about your commissioner, city council, the city mayor, county legislator, state legislators, all the way up to the federal legislators. But the most important thing and most important voting is local offices from your city, your county, and your state. Those are offices that pertain to you, your kids, your community, and your future. So a lot of people come out for presidential elections, but they also should come out for the midterms and the local elections, because those are the most important elections. I want people to understand where I come from. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. I was raised in a one-parent family with my mom, with 5 siblings. We grew up in the projects on the east side. And we came up with all the things that go with it. I got caught up in there, in the gangs and the drugs, prison, came home, turned my life around, turned into a community activist, civil rights leader. And I've been doing that for 25 years. Last few years or so, I had to take off. I had cancer in 2019. It came back in 2021. And then it came back in 2025. But I'm completely healed now. I'm back healthy. And God's not through with me yet. That's why I'm here now. And I want to continue doing what I have been doing. The better half of my life I've been doing, supporting the community, supporting our youth, standing up to the power to be, and making things happen. Every day I write articles. And I write articles. These articles that I write is from experience. It's the stuff that I went through. The same thing our kids going through today. I personally experienced that. That's why I'm good at what I do. That's why I was good at what I was doing when I was in the streets, doing the political stuff and the community activist stuff. History is just repeating itself. It's just a little more modern now, and we have to keep up with the times. So that's why you see me on the podcast now instead of on the corners. You know what I'm saying? But I'm older now. You got other organizations out there doing what I was doing. I'm going to support them any way I can. I'm in touch with a lot of community organizations from Buffalo to North Carolina, where I'm living at now, nationwide. A lot of people don't understand the system, so you can't change the system. You can't change the system without voting, because voting is where legislation come in and put the people in office that we need to be in office. And I'm upset with the Democratic Party to a certain extent, because they can do more and they need to do more. But that's why we need young, fresh blood in there. This year, we don't need no division. We need everybody voting for whoever run the primary, the Democratic primary. We need them to vote in November for that candidate. And come January 1st, we're going to put them on blast and let them know this is what we want, this is what we demand. Ain't no more playing Mr. Politics and politics and stuff like that. No, they're going to have to start bringing the bacon home, like so to speak. That's what we used to say. So we're going to put them on notice and let them know. We need more people like Jasmine Crockett from Texas. We need more people like AOC from New York. We need younger Bernie Sanders. We need radical people in office that's going to make sure our communities get done just like any other community. We need to rebuild our communities. We need to rebuild our schools, our corporations, all our businesses that we need to build back up. In the 70s, no matter where you went, you seen black businesses flourishing everywhere. And every time we get to the top of the ladder, or almost to the top of the ladder, here they come with all this stuff that's going on this year with the Trump administration, the MAGA movement, trying to tear everything down that we built, that our ancestors built, that we built. They're trying to take everything away from us. From voting rights, to civil rights, to affirmative action, called DEI, all of that stuff they're trying to take away from us. So until we come together and justice and equality for all of us, things not going to change. This thing is not just affecting the black community. From middle class and down, it's being affected by all the stuff that's going on with this mega movement. It's the same thing when the Tea Party came in 2012. After Obama got elected, they came out the woodwork. They tried to get rid of the voting rights then. In 2012, they started juggling with the voting rights. And the George Floyd agenda that we had, they stopped that. They stopped the voting right from John Lewis. They get more and more bold about it. They not hide nothing. Project 2025 was real when we were trying to tell y'all during the 24 elections with Kamala Harris. She was bringing it all down to you, telling y'all exactly what was going to be done. Nobody wanted to hear it. People set out the race. 24% of black men voted for Trump. 10% of black women voted for Trump. But we could have got around all of that if the millions of people that didn't vote would have voted. I'm talking about black people. Millions of them didn't vote. We got a lot of them that's not registered to vote, that's eligible to register, and they didn't vote and didn't register. So those are the people we need to reach out to, especially the young kids. Like, they don't feel no sense of hope. Obama gave them hope in 2008, 2012. All that disappeared with this Trump administration, with this mega movement. So we got to find a way to get back on track. And the only way we're going to do that is if we win this House and the Senate back, and in 2028, win the presidency back. So there's nothing about sitting on the sideline and thinking you cool, I ain't voting because I don't care. If you look at what's going on now, right now in 2026, since he's been in office a year and a half, look at all the destruction he did. Look at all the programs he cut. 300-some thousand black women lost their jobs. 400-some thousand black men lost their jobs. Because they're trying to take us back to where they came from, with all white America, all white men was running everything. So when blacks started getting power and started getting elected to offices and started getting jobs and graduating from college and getting all these degrees and started running these big corporate 500 corporations and all these manufacturing companies, CEOs and all that, they're trying to take all that away. But that's how it be. Every time we get to moving, they do things. We had a black Wall Street, we had black everything. They took all that away, they burned it down. Lake Lanier in Atlanta, Georgia, they flooded that community because they was getting so popular. It's right now, it's getting so many black millionaires, a couple black billionaires, and blacks are starting to prosper and open up their own business and doing all their own stuff now. So we got to continue that movement. And the only way we're going to continue that movement is by voting. To get these legislators in line, make them sure that they holding our agendas to their heart and making sure they come through with it. It's not no joke. This ain't no time to be playing games, talking about who's doing this and who's not doing that. When you don't vote and we lose, you got other people making decisions for you, your community, and your family. That's what's going on right now with this raggedy ass Republican Party. They got the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they're able to do whatever he wants to do. They have no checks and balances no more, even with the Supreme Court. They rigged that. When Obama was in office and the jurors died, they wouldn't let him appoint new jurors. But as soon as Trump came in office, they gave him the Biden appointment. Person died and he gave him that appointment. So that's how they got six conservatives against 3 liberals. We're not going to ever beat them in the court with the majority of 6-3. So we have to beat them at the ballot. We have to take back the Senate. We have to take back the Congress. And in 2028, we must take back the presidency. That's the only way we're going to keep everybody to checks and balances like they're supposed to be. And that's what the Constitution was about. It wasn't really about us, but it was about checks and balances. 3 stages of government, and they're supposed to check each other. But right now we have no checks and balances. They let Trump just reign. Whatever he want to do, they let him do. And that's what's going on. And that's what happened when we don't come out and we don't vote. So that's why I'm here. That's why Block the Ballot exists. And then we're going to be talking about everything. So I just want everybody to stay tuned, tune in, subscribe, share with your friends, tell your friends about it. Because we coming live, we coming real, we keeping it 100%. Ain't no cap.
The people.
We gonna make it. It's gonna be real. Thank you very much. Have a great day.